Stole the Tarts from Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll.
Wake up, Alice, dear.
Oh, I've had such a curious dream.
A nonsensical dream with a king and queen, tarts and pencils, guinea pigs, and a pack of cards.
Introducing the king, the queen,
the white rabbit,
Knave,
Mad Hatter,
Oi!
And Alice.
Who stole the tarts?
From Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. The king and queen of hearts were seated on their throne when they arrived, with a great crowd assembled about them. All sorts of little birds and beasts, as well as the whole pack of cards. The knave was standing before them in chains, with a soldier on each side to guard him. And near the king was the white rabbit, with a trumpet in one hand and a scroll of parchment in the other.
In the very middle of the court was a table, with a large dish of tarts upon it.
They looked so good that it made Alice quite hungry to look at them.
I wish they'd get the trial done and hand round the refreshments.
The judge, by the way, was the king, and as he wore his crown over the wig, he did not look at all comfortable, and it was certainly not becoming.
And that's the jury box and those 12 creatures. I suppose they are the jurors.
The 12 jurors were all writing very busily on their slates.
What are they all doing? They can't have anything to put down yet, before the trial's even begun.
They're putting down their names for fear they should forget them before the end of the trial.
Stupid things!
Alice began in a loud, indignant voice, but she stopped.
For the white rabbit cried out.
Silence in the court!
And the king put on his spectacles and looked anxiously around to see who was talking. Alice could see that all the jurors were writing down stupid things on their slates, and she could even make out that one of them didn't know how to spell stupid, and that he had to ask his neighbor to tell him.
S-T-O-O-P-I-D.
One of the jurors had a pencil that squeaked.
This, of course, Alice could not stand.
And she went round the court and got behind him, and very soon found an opportunity of taking it away.
I was obliged to write with one finger for the rest of the day.
And this was of very little use, as it left no mark on the slate.
Read the accusation.
On this, the white rabbit blew 3 blasts on the trumpet. And then unrolled the parchment scroll and read as follows.
The queen of hearts, she made some tarts, all on a summer day. The knave of hearts, he stole those tarts and took them quite away.
Consider your verdict.
Not yet, not yet. There's a great deal to come before that.
The first witness was the hatter.
Oi!
He came in with a teacup in one hand and a piece of bread and butter in the other.
I beg your pardon, Your Majesty, for bringing these in, but I hadn't quite finished my tea when I was sent for.
You ought to have finished. When did you begin?
The hatter looked at the March hare who had followed him into the court, arm in arm with the dormouse.
14th of March, it was.
15.
16.
Write that down.
The king said to the jury, and the jury eagerly wrote down all 3 dates on their slates, 14th, 15th, 16th, and then added them up and reduced the answer to shillings and pence.
Give your evidence, and don't be nervous, or I'll have you executed on the spot.
This did not seem to appear to witness at all.
He kept shifting from one foot to the other, looking uneasily at the queen, and in his confusion he bit a large piece out of his teacup instead of the bread and butter.
Give your evidence, or I'll have you executed, whether you're nervous or not.
I'm a poor man, Your Majesty. I had begun my tea not above a week ago or so, and what with the bread and butter getting so thin, and the twinkling of the tea.
The twinkling of the what?
It began with the tea.
Twinkling begins with a T!
Of course twinkling begins with a T. Do you take me for a dunce? Go on.
Here, one of the guinea pigs cheered.
Yeah!
And was immediately suppressed by the officers of the court, as that is a rather hard work. Whoop! I will just explain to you how it was done.
They had a large canvas bag, which tied up at the mouth with strings.
Into this, they slipped the guinea pig.
And then sat upon it.
That's all you know about it. You may stand down.
I can't go any lower. I'm on the floor as it is.
He's standing on the floor.
Then you may sit down.
Here the other guinea pig cheered. Woo! And was suppressed.
Call the next witness.
Alice watched the white rabbit as he fumbled over the list, feeling very curious to see what the next witness would be like.
For they haven't got much evidence yet.
Imagine her surprise when the white rabbit read out at the top of his shrill little voice the name
Alice?
Here,
What do you know about this business?
nothing.
Nothing whatever?
Nothing whatever.
That's very important.
The jury were just beginning to write this down on their slates when the White Rabbit interrupted.
Unimportant, Your Majesty means, of course.
He said in a very respectful tone, but frowning and making faces at him as he spoke.
Unimportant, of course I meant.
Important, unimportant, important, unimportant. Some of the jury wrote it down important, and some of the jury wrote it down unimportant. Important, 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 unimportant, unimportant, unimportant.
Silence! Consider your verdict.
There's more evidence to come yet. Please, Your Majesty, this piece of paper has just been picked up, and it's a set of verses.
Are they in the prisoner's handwriting?
No, they're not, and that's the strangest thing about it.
The jury all looked puzzled.
You must have imitated somebody else's hand.
The jury all brightened up again.
Please, Your Majesty, I didn't write it, and they can't prove I did. There's no name signed at the end.
If you didn't sign it, that only makes the matter worse. You must have meant some mischief, or else you signed your name like an honest man.
An honest man.
That proves his guilt. It proves nothing of the sort.
You don't even know what they're about.
Read them.
They told me you had been to her and mentioned me to him.
She gave me a good character, but said I could not swim.
He sent them word I had not gone. We know it to be true.
If she should push the matter on,
What would become of you? I gave her one, they gave him two.
You gave us 3 or more. They all returned from him to you.
Though they were mine before.
if I or she should chance to be involved in this affair, he'd trust to you to set them free, exactly as we were.
My notion was that you had been, before she had this fit,
An obstacle that came between him, ourselves, and it. Don't let them know she liked them best, for this must ever be
A secret, shh, kept from all the rest between yourselves and me.
That's the most important piece of evidence we've had yet. So now, let the jury...
If any one of them can explain it, I'll give him 6 pence. I don't believe there's an atom of meaning in it.
The jury all wrote down on their slates. She doesn't believe there's an atom of meaning in it, but none of them attempted to explain the paper.
If there's no meaning in it, that saves a world of trouble, you know, as we need to try to find it.
and yet I don't know. I seem to find some meaning in them after all.
But said I could not swim. You can't swim. Can you?
The knave shook his head sadly.
Do I look like it?
Which he certainly did not, being made entirely of cardboard.
Let the jury consider their verdict.
No. Sentence first. Verdict afterward. Sentence first? Stuff and nonsense.
The idea of having the sentence first